Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and safe at home. Now, let's study English literature, and today we will go through a beautiful story by Ruskin Bond. The name of the story is Traveling with Grandfather's Zoo. Now, let's first see who is Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is an Indian author of British descent. He lives in Mussoorie, India. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. In this story, there are few characters, like first is grandfather, second grandmother, third is the narrator himself, and fourth one is Aunt Mabel. There are few animals as well, like Popoy the parrot, Timothy the tiger, Chips the squirrel, and the python. Now let's start with our story. The family was planning to shift for few months from Dehra to Lucknow, and while the journey to Lucknow, they decided to take their pets along with them. Grandmother wanted to take Popoy the parrot, grandfather wanted to take the tiger, and the narrator wanted to take his squirrel, but they left their python behind. As they were traveling with a lot of animals, grandfather decided to travel in first class so that they could have their own four-berth compartment. One berth was for the Timothy the tiger. Even though they were traveling with the tiger, everyone admitted that the tiger behaved well. He did not disturb anyone. All of them were excited, and Popoy the parrot was also very excited. Before the train could move out of the Dehra station, Popoy objected the vendors, and people also started playing with him by poking their hands through the window. And Popoy nipped two fingers and tweaked the ticket inspector's ear. The narrator had a squirrel named Chips, which he had kept it in his pocket. But as soon as the train started to move, the squirrel jumped from his pocket to examine the surrounding. Before the narrator could stop him, the squirrel left the compartment door and was roaming around in the corridor. The squirrel was very friendly and he made friends with children and grown ups. Everyone offered him peanuts. Now we see that grandmother already had soup and she was about to sleep. But before sleeping, she told the grandfather to eat something from the tiffin basket which she had prepared. The narrator was very hungry, so he asked his grandfather about the tiffin, that what's there in the tiffin. Grandfather told him that there are ham sandwiches, boiled eggs, a roast chicken, and a gooseberry pie in the basket. But as soon as the boy opened the basket, he got a big surprise. Now, children, what was the surprise? Yes, the surprise was grandfather's pet python in the basket. Grandmother had already instructed them to leave the python behind, but somehow it managed to snuggle itself into the tiffin basket. As they saw the basket, they found that the python had finished all their dinner and they had nothing left except the apples. Grandfather was quite worried because he thought if grandmother saw the python, she will think that he has brought the snake purposely. Meanwhile, the narrator was feeling hungry and they had nothing to eat. But his squirrel kept on bringing peanuts for him. Now everyone was sleepy except Squirrel because he was roaming around in other people's compartment. At midnight, grandfather heard a great noise of shouting snake, snake. And when he opened the tiffin basket, it was empty. He immediately ran out of the compartment. People told him that there is a snake in the toilet. The snake was thirsty, so it went to the washroom to drink water. Grandfather gathered the snake and stepped out of the washroom. Now here enters Aunt Mabel, and she took the basket as she was very excited to taste meals cooked by grandmother. They all sat in the taxi. Timothy sat at the back with grandfather and the narrator. Grandmother and Aunt Mabel sat in front, and the basket was on Aunt's lap. She gave instruction to the driver, and grandfather was very happy to settle in his new house. When they entered the new house, they saw breakfast on the table. But Aunt Mabel was excited to open the basket and to eat grandmother's breakfast. As soon as she removed the lid of the tiffin, she saw half asleep Python with an apple in its mouth. Aunt Mabel fainted after seeing Python. Grandfather picked up the python and left it on guava tree in the garden. And when Aunt recovered, she told everyone that she saw a huge snake in the tiffin basket. But they all showed that their basket is empty, and they all started laughing. Now we will see few of the word meanings. These are few of the word meanings which you have to learn. Now your homework is to read this chapter and learn the word meaning. Thank you.